That is your gift that the government gives you. That's what your taxes really buy in this country. That's why they call the IRS your Uncle Sam. He is your rich relative that pays all the bills you can't pay. If you're mad at the IRS, it's because you don't know who they are. You better love the IRS. They got your back. Listen, cancellation and forgiveness. Cancellation and forgiveness. You don't need payment, settlement, bankruptcy, consumer credit counseling, debt consolidation. You don't need it. You need cancellation and forgiveness. So let's keep going. Now, before we go into detail, I want you to understand this, because people always ask me. They say, why in the world would the government pay my bills? That don't even sound right, Dr. Grayson. You're making it up. It don't sound right. But let me tell you why they do it. There's two reasons. The first reason is because God said so. And this ain't a sermon, but this is the real. This is real. Our forefathers came from debt-oppressive societies. They were hardcore Christians. So they built the system based on biblical principles. Okay? There's two scriptures that they use to structure debt filtration in this country, and I want you to have them so you can check me out. The first one is Luke 7:41 and 42. It says, a certain creditor had two debtors. One owed 500 denarii and the other 50. When they could not pay, he did what? He canceled the debt for both of them. Hello. That's what God said to do. If you can't pay, cancel it. Don't tell me you're being a good steward, paying debt collectors and buying bad credit. The God said if you can't pay, cancel it. And that's what the government does. The second scripture says, it's Deuteronomy 15:2. At the end of every 7 years, you shall grant a remission of debt. This is the manner of the remission. Every creditor shall release what he has loaned to his neighbor. He shall not exact it of his neighbor and his brother, because the Lord's remission has been proclaimed. Every 7 years. That's why at 7 years, your credit is supposed to clean itself. That's where the 7-year number comes from, the Bible. Got it? So, God said so, and number two, capitalism said so. Capitalism. We are a capitalist country. Okay? So what drives our economy? What two things must consumers buy to keep the economy healthy? Somebody. Goods and services. There's two specific goods that you have to buy to keep this American system going. What are they? Right. Houses is one, yes ma'am. What's the other one?
Cars.
Cars is the other one. Nothing else matters. Housing starts and auto sales. That's the only thing the government is focused on at all times. If those two things they do right, nothing else matters. Trickle down to everything else.
That's ironic, because you buy a house, it's a great investment. You buy an auto, it's a horrible investment.
No, but look how many people with employees, though. Are you kidding me?
All right.
To build one car, do you know how many companies are involved in the production of a single car? Oh my goodness, it employs, a third of the country. So cars and houses, okay? So I want to drive this point home. So President Obama, in his joint session, in his address to the joint session of Congress, the concern is that if we do not restart lending in this country, our recovery will be choked off before it ever begins. You see, the flow of credit is the lifeblood of our economy. Do you hear that? Your personal credit is the lifeblood of the entire economy. That's crazy. Your personal credit controls the economy. Your personal credit, no matter what anybody else tells you, your personal credit controls the economy. So the ability to get a loan is how you finance the purchase of everything from house or car to college education. How stores, this is you, how stores stock their shelves, farms buy equipment, and businesses make payroll. That's why they have to be concerned if you don't have access to capital, because you are shutting down the country. Yes, sir.
You mentioned earlier that the government pressures banks to give loans out
Yes.
to small business. Does that also apply to line of credit? Or
Yes.
loans only?
Yes, all access to capital. Yes. But this is why. But credit has stopped flowing the way it should. When there's no lendings, families can't afford to buy homes or cars. Businesses are forced to make layoffs. our economy suffers even more, credit dries up even further. That is why this administration is moving swiftly and aggressively to break this destructive cycle, restore confidence, and restart lending. Let me ask you a question. How can you restart lending?
Changing terms.
No interest rate?
Thank you. Yeah, there's no way to restart lending unless I fix your credit and eliminate your debt. There is no other way. Unless the banks are just going to say, come on in and get free money. Yes, ma'am.
Are there some loans that are never forgiven, like student loans?
No, we're going to get there, though. But you're thinking right, but no, there's no loan.
We got kids.
There's no loan. I see where you're going. Slow down, though. I see where you're going. The only way to break this destructive cycle is to get you borrowing. The only way to get you borrowing is to fix your credit. So the government has a vested interest in fixing your credit. Do you understand? That's the government's job. That really ain't your job. The reason you got bad credit is because you out of order. You out your lane. When you get out your lane, what happens? You have an accident.
You sure your name is Mr. Fixer?
So let's understand. So now that you have a foundational understanding of why this is happening, I want to test my theory so that you really get this. What are the three largest consumer debts in this country? Somebody? Mortgages is number one. Student loans is number two. Your credit cards is number three. So if what I'm saying is true, then the government has a program to help you should you have bad debts with any of these three. So the secret recipe I'm going to teach you today. You're just finding out about debt filters. Nobody's really trying to teach you about debt filters. So how in the heck, Dr. Grayson, are we going to find debt filters? I got a student loan problem. I got a mortgage problem. I got a credit card problem. So this is the secret. You go online, put in the debt, and type beside it cancellation and forgiveness. Try it, somebody. So let's start with mortgages. Mortgage, and then put cancellation and forgiveness. Tell me what Google comes up with. If anybody's online right now. Anybody online?
Yeah.
Okay. Mortgage, cancellation, then forgiveness. What does it say?
Home foreclosure and debt cancellation, IRS.gov.
Keep going. No, just keep looking. Let's see.
Say, what's your name? Where you at? We got you.
What you trying to do?
You have a copy right outside.
What does that say right there?
Mortgage Forgiveness Debt Relief Act of 2007 and 2016.
There you go. So when he Googled it, there's a government website on mortgage cancellation and forgiveness, but even more importantly, there's an act. What's that act called again?
Mortgage Forgiveness Debt Relief Act of 2007.
It can't be any simpler than that, right? Okay, let's try number two. Somebody asked about student loans, because that's real hard to get rid of, right?
Yep.
Do student loan, then put cancellation forgiveness afterwards. Tell me what you get.
Let's see.
Forgiveness program, student loan forgiveness program. Do you know I get very upset? I read an article that said that kids in the inner city was getting accepted in Ivy League schools, but they opted out and went to a community college because they're afraid of student loans. That's very upsetting. It is impossible to have a student loan debt in this country. It's impossible. I'm going to prove it to you.
Tell me, please.
Let me prove it to you. Okay. If you're online, go to the Obama Student Loan Forgiveness Program.
Let them have my name. Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee.
Yep. Okay, I want you to see this. If you go on to, what's this website called?
Student Debt